Hello YouTube, just a viewer disclaimer, I'm not responsible for what you do with this information. So today I bring you a partially new Pixie dust attack. This new development works on Realtek devices, however at this very moment it is not 100% complete. So basically the way that Realtek assigns its ES1 and ES2 values, which are the secret nonces, is it takes those nonces and sets them equal to the N-Rolly nonce or the AP's nonce. So this is only true if the whole WPS exchange occurs within 1 second. Otherwise, it will just use the pseudo-random number generator that it uses to generate the nonce, and will use the next seed, say a second after, 2 seconds after, to generate the nonce. That part isn't complete yet, but assuming we get our ES1, ES2, everything whole exchange within 1 second, it should work. So that being said, there's a couple new tools out on the market today. Cool Guy T6X released a modified version of Reaver that takes care of everything for you. There's no more manual entry into Pixie WPS. We need to download this, and we also need to download Pixie WPS because Reaver runs Pixie WPS as kind of like a subcommand. It just calls Pixie WPS, and then it takes all the values, puts them in automatically for you. So we can go ahead and download both of these. And my target today is a Belkin F9K1105V2. And you can see that it uses a Realtek RTL8192 chip. So I'll prove to you that this attack does work. So now we can go ahead and locate those two new folders, Pixie WPS Master and Reaver Fork from T6X. So now, before we get started, I'm going to have you guys go ahead and open up Terminal and run apt get update. And then we're going to install a couple of the dependencies. So our first one is apt get install libssl-dev. Now I already have these all installed, but I'll go ahead and do it just for demonstration purposes. So now we're going to also install libpcapdev, and then finally we're going to install libsqlite3dev. So now that we have all these installed, I'll put the links in the description, by the way. We have all these installed, we can go ahead and install Pixie WPS. And this is fairly simple. We just have to cd to the source file. See, if you open up the master folder, source, just drag it right over, cd, go right to the source, and then we're going to run make install. That's it. Now, to install the new modified version of Reaver, we're going to do the same thing, cd to the source folder, and then we have to give permission to the configure file, so chmod 777./configure. So now we have permission to execute it, so now we're going to go right ahead and execute it, and then we're going to run make install. So now we have a new modified version of Reaver and a new modified version of Wash. Now we can go ahead and start up our monitor interface. And then we can go ahead and find a target. So mine is right here. And I'm going to pull up Reaver to show you some of the new options. So there's a couple new features that we have in Reaver. First is the K argument. Now what this does is it's the argument that makes the whole entire modified version of Reaver worth installing. So all we have to do is run K1, which uses Pixie WPS to find the pin. There's also another cool option for access points that like to lock out. It's called the Pixie loop, and you can use the argument P in order to set it into Pixie loop. So what this does is it doesn't send the M4 message, and it just loops through the M3. It's really designed at gathering data for comparison in the hashes, but it's also very helpful for APs that lock out really quick. This way you can grab all the data without getting locked out, and then you can crack the pin, and then you can run a full session of Reaver with the correct pin. Finally, there's also a default pin generator for some Belkin and D-Link devices. It is still being worked on, but use the W argument followed by a 1 for Belkin or a 2 for D-Link. I'm sure there's going to be more added in the future. So now we can go ahead and set up our Reaver command, specifying my monitor interface, which is mono, our BSSID of the target. I'll enable verbosity mode, and then make sure you select the K argument followed by a 1 for pixie dust. And now we should be all set to go ahead and run our attack. So we might have to do it one more time if it doesn't find, or if it doesn't get the whole exchange within 1 second. There we go. And cracked. So the rest of the Realtek attack will be coming soon. All we have to do is find the seed of the pseudo-random number generator and then look at the output that follows with the corresponding seeds after. It should be developed within the next couple of weeks. I'd like to give a shout out to Wire for pouring hours of time into developing this, and he's done a really great job along with T6X and some of the other helpers making this all come together. So let me know what you think, and good luck.